All right. Welcome to another episode of Levi in the Closet. Thank you guys. I know it's been a while since I've put out some videos, but I've just been going through some life stuff, really working on myself, trying to, put energy into different areas. And so, unfortunately, that resulted in me putting out less videos. It's kind of been, low on my priorities list, but, I'm still always thinking about it in the back of my mind. I want to make some more Levi in the Closet videos. So, after, some time and like reflecting and trying to better myself, working on myself, continually, I'm ready to kind of come back and, kind of address things maybe in a different way. So I'm starting this official season 3 of Levi in the Closet. I think I'm gonna make this the official first video of season 3. It's been a while. I'm coming back, maybe not as consistently, but still putting out videos, trying to help you guys become the best version of yourself, giving you encouragement, just making sure that you're loving yourself, paying attention to yourself. It's okay if you have a family, if you're coming in a little bit later, where right now I'm dating, but I'm not married. I've got no kids. I have no, responsibilities, so I could still have the freedom to work on myself and devote a lot of energy to that. Like, there's still different things I'm trying to, put, I have to go to a regular job. I have to, go to the gym. I have to, I'm taking a program, a new class I'm starting. I don't want to speak too much on it right now. It's just, something kind of going back to school, educating myself. And so that's taking up, a lot of my free time. And then, I like to relax. I like to just chill. And, sometimes I feel guilty about it, but, just sitting scrolling on my phone, just kind of like desensitizing and like, I've worked all week. Like I go to the gym. I got, these courses I'm taking, social stuff that I go out and do, like dating, time with family, volunteering sometimes. Like I'm on a break from volunteering, but during the week I'd also be volunteering, all these other things. So sometimes, and just speaking for me personally, I feel guilty about sitting and like being on my phone, like, oh, I could be cleaning my house right now. I could be, I could be working on my classes right now. I could be, eating right now. I could be making more food to eat. I could be, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes I think you just need to give yourself a little bit of a break. We're doing a lot. You're out here doing a lot. You're trying to become the best version of yourself. So, don't feel guilty about spending some time on your phone. This, I guess, is just kind of an introduction. Thank you guys for being here. If you're seeing this video, or if you've watched my videos in the past, I got to show off an item out of my closet here first. Something, it's, kind of custom. It's 100% custom, I'd say. But I really got inspired by Love Money. I don't know, like, what he prefers to go by, the Pilot, Alberto, or, all these guys, same guy. Love Money is his brand. He puts out all these videos, and it really inspired me again, because, like, I wanted to be a clothing designer. I may have talked about that in the past, like, and this is like a simple way to do it. He inspired me to do it again. Like, go back out there. I see his videos. He's like, just do it. Go out there. You spray it. You get the bottle. You spray it. Go out and make your designs. Go out and do your design. And I'm like, okay, like, all right, that's something I also want to do with my time. So this shirt, getting into my item of the day, the custom, I don't know if you can see the whole thing, custom bleach shirt, BWB. I don't know if I've mentioned that a lot of this, in this new season, the new me. So that's the front. I got this dope little like backsplash thing. I was spraying through that to make this kind of dotted pattern. And the back is what I'm really, this is what accentuates the whole piece. Let me get it back here. The BWB on the shoulders. BWB. That's me, the big white boy. And I made these for me, really. Add some more texture to it. Like, this was the very first piece that I did, and I ended up adding this later because there was just this big spot here, and all the bleach kind of went through with the pattern I had. So I was like, what, I'm gonna got it stamped, letters stamping it out. Wear that, when I'm my pump cover at the gym. you know, looking all big. It's a Champion. As you can see, it's got like that vintage tag on there. It's really stiff. Like, this must be old as stiff. It's like, look at that vintage Champion tag. That's so dope. And you know, not a sponsor, not an official collab. I just got this shirt from the Goodwill. And yeah, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do something custom to it, and I had it forever, and I was like, oh, you know what, I'm gonna go get that bleach, I'm gonna go spray it down, I'm gonna do my thing. And you know, I made a couple more pieces. I'll show them off in future videos, maybe just showing off my, you know, custom pieces. And you can do it too. Shout out to Love Money. And you can do it too. You can do it. You can sell them. You can make money. You can feed yourself, pay your bills, you know, pay for that gym membership, all those things, you know, encourage you. You get more money. It's like, okay, now I can go experience more stuff. Like, you want to learn something, go do it. Take a class. Like, sometimes you got to pay for it. Oh, I don't have the extra money right now to go do it. But like, if you make your own little side money, or like, however you do it, you know, I encourage the legal way. But yeah, just go out and do it, or just give yourself something to do. Like, I just do it for fun. I never, like, you know, rapping in the past, doing these videos, you know, anything, going to the gym, all this stuff like that I talk about, I've only done it for fun. Like, designing clothes, I could make a ton of money off it probably. I don't know, maybe in the future I might, but these are for me, because it's me. I'm the big white boy. And I don't care. And that's also, you know, segue into my, you know, topic of today's video. And if you've made it this far, you know, I appreciate it. But we'll get into the actual topic of the video. You know, I'm just going to talk about this piece a little bit more. And I'm super proud of my shirt. Like, I think it turned out pretty dope. The big BWB on the back. I guess, you know, at one point I wanted to get a tattoo of BWB, and I was like, oh, I don't want to do my chest because that's too, like, I don't know. I just have a feeling about that. Like, I don't want to get a ton of tattoos, have my chest all tatted up, you know. Like, especially working out and going to the gym, I like to see the musculature, and like, I feel like a tattoo would just get in that way. Like, I'm trying to really evaluate it. That's like my art project, my body right now. Like, you maybe can see, I've gotten a little bit bigger coming back season 3, bigger and whiter, and you know, learned more, thought more. Who am I? What are my values? What are my principles? Like, reevaluating, you know, how I treat relationships and dating, in my professional life, how I view myself, you know, like the way that I act and put my energy out into the world. Like, how is that affecting other people? And I want to be more in a positive light. Like, I want to give you guys good information. I don't think anything that I've said is like bad information, but I want to encourage you guys to, you know, like, I focused a lot on dating, or talking about, you know, girls I was dating. That was all things that I had to learn along the way that made me who I am today. But, you know, I don't think all of it, you don't have to go out and date. Like, you can do all these things without, you know, doing all these segues. I'm just trying to give you guys advice and perspective so that maybe you can learn from my experience without having to go out and do it for yourself. Because that's me. I got to go out and do it for myself. You know, I got to go learn for myself, experience it myself. Oh, and then I learn the lesson after. So that's always a good thing. But I got to do it myself. I can't just hear somebody else and be like, oh yeah, that makes 100%, you know, sense. Like, well, why? Like, why should I not be, you know, sleeping with a bunch of women? Or, you know, why, you know, why do I act this way? Or how do I have to unlearn things that I was taught in the past? You know, like traditional male roles. Like, do I have to, I don't know, getting more into it. But I'll get into, maybe in a future video, I'll get into that, like how I've, you know, worked on myself in this little hiatus. Yeah, so the big BWB, that's me. Or I got my one other buddy that, you know, really brought that into my life. Like, he's the one other real big WB, I'd say, because he's the very first one. He gave me the idea. Shout out to Bubba. All right, so getting into the topic of today's video. There's always a bigger guy. There's always a bigger, you know, bigger man than you. And maybe that's physically. Maybe you're a big dude. Like, there's a lot of guys, maybe you haven't, you know, working on yourselves like, oh yeah, I'm bigger. Like, I got bigger arms. Like, maybe you are bigger size wise, but like, you know, what is your, you know, do you have that really big mentality? Like, I think requires a lot of like humility sometimes. Like even if you are bigger, you can't just walk around like, oh yeah, I'm the biggest, and like, because there's could be somebody even bigger than him. Like, you go up to somebody, and then like there's always a bigger fish. There's always a bigger guy to like. Like, oh, you think you're big? Like, I think I'm pretty, I'm filling out, getting big. But there are guys that are bigger than me. They got bigger shoulders and bigger arms. But, like, or if they're smaller than me, like, there's a small guy, he can bench press more than me. Like, he's like an older guy. And, I'm working on, like, the whole aesthetic thing plus building strength and muscle, like, a long time. But, like, my bench press is kind of, I haven't gotten that 225 yet. Like, I'm trying to build up to the 225 bench. I was kind of afraid of doing a bench before just because I didn't want to hurt myself, but I'm like, going in and doing it. But there's a bunch of guys in there. There's one guy, he was benching 3 plates plus a 25. So that's like 265, like 275, 280. Like, I don't know what the math is. I'm bad at math, but like 3 plates plus 225s, 270 something, maybe. Not to take too much time thinking about the math, but like he's in there just boom, like he did maybe like 1 or 2. That might have been like his PR because he was able to do 1 or 2 reps without much weight, and like he kind of built up to it. Like, okay, he did 2 plates, then he did 2 plates plus 35s. Then he did, 3 plates. Then he did 3s with the 5s, and then 3s with 10s, and then added the 25s to it. And so he was like, like really going for it. And that's more than I can bench. But like, I don't know, like I'm taller than he is. He's shorter than I am. Like, there's always going to be, like there could be somebody, and it's not always a bad thing. Like, I'm not trying to say like, oh, you should be intimidated by this guy that's bigger than you can do more. You just see that and be like, okay, well, what are my strengths? What are, personally, you look at yourself, okay, like, yeah, I don't have a lot about like being tall. Like, I can't control how tall I am compared to somebody, but they look at me and they're probably like, oh, like he's big, and like I work with like a tank top on, like a stringer on, and people are like, oh, he's probably all cocky and blah 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 or whatever. Like, I really don't care. I just like being able to see when I'm working out, like what I'm hitting. Like I like have full visibility of that, but but yeah, like some people, they might be like, oh, well, he thinks he's all tall and big and blah 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 and big white boy and whatever. But then like, okay, well, this guy, and I'm just creating like an inner dialogue here. But like, if he's like, oh, well, this about me, and I'm like, well, I'm looking at him like, man, I wish I could bench as much as he's doing. Like, I'm working towards it. I don't know if I'll ever be able to bench like that close to 300 pounds. Like, that's crazy. I'll work up to it, like try to push and keep going as much as I can, but like that's pretty high numbers, I think, for a regular guy. Just for a regular guy. Or like my boss, like he's taller than me, he makes more money than me, I'm working for him, and so it's like, okay, he's and I don't know, I'm not gonna go and like argue and stuff. Like, I'm way too chill for that. Like, yeah, there's some stuff that irritates me, but like I'm never gonna go and like start a confrontation with somebody because of something stupid. But like, yeah, I do like really simple jobs that my boss will just ask me to do because he's the boss, he's the one paying my bill, and I feel like I owe him that respect, that he's worked to get to the point that he's at. He owns this company, he's expanding the company. It's his, it's his money that he's spending, investing into this, like in certain ways. So it's like, okay, I have to, kind of see that like he is bigger than me. Like, in some ways I feel like, like I don't agree with all the, the way that he treats other people or, certain things, and you don't have to, but then, he's bigger than me. He's a bigger guy than me. Like, I'm working beneath him, and, but I have my certain aspects too. That's like, okay, I try to treat other people differently, or I don't know. I try to be more positive. Let's just say that. Not speaking badly about anybody, but I don't know. I don't believe in like demeaning other people or like jokes that are, what is that, depreciative or whatever, self-deprecation. But he doesn't talk really badly about himself, but he talks badly about other people. So it's like deprecating. not, I don't know, you know what I'm trying to say? Not defecating, defecating. Anyway, so yeah, like, I don't know, being a big white boy to me, like, how do you respect other people? Like, people that don't deserve my respect at all, like, okay, I'm not gonna go out of my way to like be disrespectful to them, but like the way that I feel or the way that I think about them is definitely not as highly as I do about other people that like really show respect. And then like, we're all peers, really. Like, yeah, somebody has more money, somebody has, you know, more muscles, or they're taller, or they're, you know, they can, you know, do this more than you, or they're like, there's ways that you can kind of compare yourself. Like, I don't let that think that we aren't all equal, because we're all equal. Like, some of us are just at different places in life, but then you can, you know, look at yourself and be like, well, I have all these strengths. Like, don't even compare yourself. Just be like, what are my strengths? And that's what you are proud of. That's how you carry yourself, and be proud of who you are. Not because, you know, it appears a certain way to other people. It's like, well, you know, what do you do? I get all my bills paid, you know, I support a family, or, you know, I'm supporting myself. I have food to eat, or all these things. It's like, you can just look at yourself and be like, what do you do to get there? Okay, you know, I'm smart, I'm good at math, or I'm good at, you know, going to the gym and lifting weights, or I'm good at, you know, memorizing things, or I'm good at assessing a situation, or I'm good at leading people, or I'm good at, you know, whatever. Look at yourself and be like, okay, this is what I am proud of myself. Not because there's somebody bigger, like, oh, like, I'm really good at public speaking, but there's this other guy and he just like kills it and everybody loves what he says. And, you know, like, okay, well, work towards that. Use that as a motivator to be like, okay, I'm pushing to be like them, if not better, because you're working on yourself and you're so diligent. And, you know, if you're, there's a hair in the way. If you're really focused on becoming the best version of yourself, then, you know, you just always think, I'm going to be so much better. Like, I'm becoming the best version of myself possible. And you could surpass this person. Or maybe not, you know, oh, like, they're making so much more money than me. Like, I feel like a lot of it comes down to money or a career, right? But like, oh, this person is ahead of me. Like, in any aspect of life, this person is ahead of me. Well, okay, you acknowledge that, and then put yourself to work. Like, what do you have to do to get to that level? If not, progress past that. Like, how do people view life? Like, I have people that I look at and I'm like, how are they so positive all the time? Like, you know, I guess my girlfriend right now, I got a girlfriend. And she's very positive. Like, I said one time, like, it's not a huge deal. It's just sometimes if I'm having a bad day, I don't really need to hear like, oh, it's okay. Like, at least, you know, at least it's this, or like, it could be better, it could be worse, or I mean, I don't know, it could be worse a lot of the times is what I'm thinking. It's like, oh, well, it could be worse, it could be worse. But then somebody that's like saying that when I'm having a bad day, it's like just acknowledge that, okay, it's just a bad day. Just like, let me just say it's a bad day, and then that's okay. Like, it's okay to just say that. And so really, that's our only, I feel like, thing that has come up. But that's a me thing. Because she's just trying to be positive. And then I think about that, I'm like, man, how can I just be more positive today? Like, yeah, it's a bad day, but I'm going to try to be positive anyway. And sometimes that requires me to kind of vent a little bit, get it out to somebody, like, to the right people. Don't just go out there and vent to anybody. But if there's people that are like, you know, you're on the same level of like, we're both kind of pissed off and we share frustrations, it's okay to vent to each other about those things, but not like, oh, I'm going to go vent to my boss because I got this problem. It's like, okay, like, just chill out a little bit, find somebody else to vent to that's like not going to rat on you and be like, oh, did you hear what this person is saying? You know, maybe that takes a little bit of learning too. I don't know, because not everybody deserves to hear what you're thinking if it's negative. Like, and also putting that negative energy into the world, you know, build up bitterness in the workplace because everybody's talking so badly about each other and stuff. That's just, you know, kind of a toxic workplace. Like, if nobody can just like figure it out or whatever, they got to really work through it, then toxic workplace. But maybe that's another video. I'll talk about toxicity in the workplace. But you following right now? Like, I'm going to take a pause here just to say I appreciate it if you made this far into the video. I'm not really looking at how far or how long this video is going for. daylight savings is kind of throwing me off. It's daylight savings and losing an hour, and I'm all disoriented. I don't know what the heck is going on. And it's later than it is, but it's less time in the day, or like I'd have an hour right now. I'd be an hour early, but now I'm like, oh, like it's getting kind of late in the day. Dang, like whatever. I digress. So yeah, I wanted to take a pause here and just say thank you guys for making it this far in the video. I appreciate it. I just started a new Instagram, BWB Levi. Kind of rebranding myself in a little bit, or you can still follow me, Levi Acid. I don't really post on there a whole lot, but I'm going to try to focus more on this BWB Levi Instagram. So you can follow me on Instagram at BWB Levi. You can message me there. I still haven't gotten one message, but I'd like it if you guys have any questions or topics that you want me to speak on in the next video. Like, you can send me a question, and then, I'll answer it in the video. Just send me any questions you got. BWB Levi on Instagram. You can message me there, or you just message me and say, hey, in your next video, can you talk about blah, blah, blah? Or like, hey, I got a relationship, problem. And you don't have to get into specifics, because I don't want to, mess up anybody's relationship. It's like all anonymous, whatever. I would never post anybody's personal information out there, but, generally answering it like, oh, hey, I got a dating question, because I've been through quite a whole lot. And if I can't, directly relate it to my experience, I'll do my best to give you a solid answer, solid relationship advice, solid personal life advice. I'll make a whole video about it for you. That was really what I wanted, and I still haven't gotten anybody messaging me yet. I'm kind of surprised. Like, not in the entire time I've been making videos, I say this. If you have made it this far in the video, and if you really care, this is just some guy. I'm trying to help you guys better yourselves, become the best version of yourself, love yourself before anybody else. And so yeah, you can message me again at BWB Levi on Instagram. And if you have any kind of question or topic that you want me to speak on in my next video, message me there. Just be like, hey, Levi, I seen your video. I have a question about this, or can you give me some advice about this? I'll break it down in a video. I'll do my research if I have to. I'll make sure that I'm giving you guys the best possible life advice in a video. So if you want to see that, I'll continue my regular scheduled program. But if you want, I'm open to that. So my Instagram, BWB Levi, is open. Excuse me. You seen the shirt? BWB Levi. That's me. The big white boy Levi. Big white boy. And again, I know there's guys that are bigger than me. Like, there's this guy that I see at the bar all the time. He's like always giving me crap. Oh, you taking creatine? Oh, you getting that protein? Blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, I take care of myself. Like, maybe he's got bigger arms. Like, he's always wearing like the Under Armour compression shirt, so it's like showing off his arm muscle, and it's like, okay, yeah, his arms are bigger than me, but like, I compare myself, like, I'm looking at myself and I'm becoming my biggest. Like, I've never been so big in my entire life. Like, clothes aren't fitting me anymore, my pants don't fit me, my medium shirts, like, I had some nice polo shirts that were like kind of tight, and now like I can't even move my arms. Like, I'm stuck inside of this shirt, and I'm like, I can't even wear this anymore. Like, it pisses me off. All the clothes that I used to have in my collection, it's not fitting anymore. But luckily, I sized up early. Like, I've always worn kind of baggy or long sleeve, or like it's a large or extra large. And all my band shirts, I get them in extra larges or large. And so everything I was wearing is kind of baggy, but now it's fitting a little bit tighter. All my really tight stuff is like even tighter now. It's not fitting me. My arms are busting out, and like, yeah, but his arms are bigger than mine. And I'm not comparing and like, oh, I'm all intimidated. He comes up to me and he's like, flex. And I'm like, he starts flexing, and I'm like, well, I'm going full on Mr. Olympia on him right now. I'm like going like boom, hitting poses, like going like boom, hitting the triceps, and then like he's doing it back and forth, and I'm like getting up in front of his muscle, and I'm like, Ronnie Coleman and Jay Cutler, it's like, okay, who is really bigger? Like, Ronnie Coleman is bigger, but I feel like Jay Cutler, like, he really, like, his whole physique, it's all what is that, symmetrical. You know, like Jay Cutler, he's out there going against Ronnie Coleman, and like, yeah, Ronnie Coleman's taller, he's like bigger, he's bigger for sure, he's huge. But then like Jay Cutler, also huge dude at the time. Like now he's slimmed down, but he's still bigger than me. Jay Cutler is bigger than me. But he was huge, and like he just like really like, then he cut, and then you could really see the musculature better, and then he got like bigger, and then he got more cut and bigger, and that's really what it was all about. And I'm not trying to get like gross and weird with it, but just like, okay, there was a bigger guy, but then Jay Cutler ends up winning out, and like you can only be big for so long. You can be big and at the top for so long, but if that's what you're pushing for, there's gonna be, I feel like, a decline. Like I'm just taking protein, eating carbs. I'm kind of going all over the place. This is like the true Levi in the Closet style. This is just off the cuff, you know, like I'm talking about, there's always a bigger guy. There's always a bigger guy. And don't compare yourself, or it's good to have that as, okay, this is what I'm competing with. This is my competition. You got to go hard for yourself. Because if it's a competition, then you know, like, okay, sometimes it's all right to come a little bit last, because it's like, I did the best that I could at the time that I could. I ate as much food as I could. I, you know, dedicated as much time to doing this as I could. You know, it's if you come a little bit short, you're not 100% first place, at least in your own mind, to be, okay, where do I judge myself? Right now, I feel like I'm not in first place. I'm skating at like 5, 4, working on coming up to 3. Like my mentality, like working on my inner thoughts and my positivity is pushing me up towards more of a 3. But like, you know, then I need to increase my financial situation and change this. Like, what am I, you know, like creeping up on number 1 in my own mind? Like, where are you fairly judging yourself? Are you doing enough to get to first place? Because there's somebody else that's like, okay, now I'm going to be the best version of myself, and I already got all these resources. You know, I did all this and this, and I got the resources to do it. And then you see them and you're like, oh man, they're pretty close to first place, but I got to push even harder for myself. And then it's like, okay, we're all equal. Remember, we're all equal. So don't let them intimidate you, remember. And sometimes it's okay to be respectful. You got to respect the hustle. You got to respect the authority. If there's somebody put ahead of you, you have to, when you're looking up to them, you know, like you depend on this person for a check. Check yourself, you know, like if you're depending on somebody else for a check yourself. Are you going to be submissive to them? And not like, you know, you're kissing their boots, you know, you're just like, waiting on their every word. You want to, you know, like you need an answer from them. They're the ones that have the answer. Maybe they don't always have the answer. They're human. We're all people. Sometimes you have the answer. Like you got to be reliant on yourself and confident in your abilities. Like when you're learning a job, if you start a job brand new, you got to humble yourself and be like, okay, they know more than me. They've been in this industry longer. Anybody that's put an authority over you, you got to submit to them, you know, like because they know more than you do. Don't get too big of an ego that, or like maybe you learn, but then don't let that be a false ego. Like you learn that, like, okay, they taught me everything they know, and now I'm going to surpass them because I'm learning over here too. And like, I figured this out, and like, maybe that's stuff they know, but you don't know that they, you know, like, oh, this faucet is tricky. So like, you got to, you know, finesse it this way, or you got to do this. So like, you know, they've learned all that already. And then you're learning it on the first time. Like, here's the best way to hook up a tow hitch, or, you know, how to back a trailer, drive a trailer, or like anything that's new to you. You got to look at what those people are doing, learn from their experience because they've been doing it for longer than you have. And then, okay, maybe I figure out a different technique. I can do it a little bit quicker, a little bit easier. Like sometimes you get so used to doing something like the hard way. Like this is how I learned it the hard way, but it worked. And then they're doing that, but you're like, oh, they're doing it the hard way. I see. You could do it even easier this way. If you follow my train of thought, I'm like, I don't know, like overactive brain almost sometimes, but you know, all in the same theme. There's always a bigger guy. There's always somebody that knows more than you, that's bigger than you. Okay, what did you do to get bigger than me? Like, I'm not going into steroids. I'm trying to stay natural. Like, maybe if I get old and I need it as like a medical thing, like, yeah, like taking testosterone, or, you know, something happens, like you need to take a steroid. I got a steroid shot or whatever. And like, you know, it's supposed to relax the muscle. supposed to aid in recovery time. Yeah, okay, so I think in a medical way, yeah, but I'm never going to take anything that just to look bigger or get bigger. I'm just going to get bigger, you know? Like, what do I have to do? Got to eat more. You got to, you know, sleep more. You got to, not a lazy. I don't want to just get overweight. I feel like muscle to fat ratio right now is good. It's at a healthy level. I got kind of a belly. I'm hunching over like way bad, but you know, got a little bit of a belly. My six pack isn't as evident anymore, but like I'm bigger now, you know, like I did it for the muscles. Do it just for fun. Like, don't compare yourself to anybody else. Just do it for fun. You meet people along the way. They teach you, like, okay, what do they have to show me? Like, there's people that have been doing it longer and they know ways to do it that are better than, you know, the way that you're doing it, the harder way. You know, that's really it. So, yeah, I appreciate it if you guys made it to the end of this video. Season 3. So this, I guess, you know, the big season 3 start off. I wasn't sure the best way to do it, but, excuse me. Yeah, so I'm glad that I was able to kind of reconnect. I'm going to be, you know, putting out more videos, maybe not as frequently. I'll shoot for like once a week. I'll try to go back to my old every Wednesday schedule. We'll see how that goes. So yeah, thank you guys for making it to the end of this video. If you made it to the end here, drop a like just so I know if I can see the engagement. I want to know that people are actually like watching this video. So drop a like if you haven't already. You can subscribe if you like the content, because I'm just trying to, you know, get on your feed, add some positivity to your feed now. Like, maybe we can talk a little serious sometimes. Maybe I'll be like, serious warning, you know, but everything other than that, I want it to be a positive addition to your life. Anything that you need, the encouragement, helping you get through some struggles in your life. If I have some solid advice, I want to be able to help you guys. So again, plugging this a lot, but follow at BWB Levi on Instagram, BWB Levi, where you can message me if you got any questions or topics you want me to speak on in my next video. Again, I won't, you know, maybe I'll give you like fake names like John Doe's or whatever if you want to, you know, if it's going to get that specific, but I'm not really trying to get that specific about it. Just like if you got a question or, you know, some dating issues, maybe not dating issues, you want dating advice, you want personal advice, life advice, fitness advice, you just message me on Instagram at BWB Levi. Thank you.